wow, how can someone get a 12-gauge shotgun into school without being noticed?
He told me that she was under a desk with her teacher and maybe a couple other students.
I gotta be honest with you. I knew what the procedure called for, but in no way did I think that somebody would be standing there with a gun.
February 9th, 2004, a student at Columbia High School in East Greenbush brought a 12-gauge shotgun to school and shot a teacher in the leg. An assistant principal quickly tackled the student before anybody else was hurt. The school went into lockdown as frantic parents raced to the scene, along with NewsChannel 13's Bill Lambden.
Police quickly shut off access to Columbia High School after the late morning shooting. Authorities say a student identified as Jon Romano, 16 years old, a junior, had brought a 12-gauge shotgun to school and used it on teacher and coach Mike Bennett after a brief confrontation.
I do not have answers to that. Those questions at this point in time, that will come out to us through working with the police and through investigation.
The high school went into an emergency lockdown. Normal activity stopped as students were held in classrooms. Parents quickly heard about the shooting from cell phones or TV and rushed to the school. This father works for the Albany School District. He talked with his child inside.
I'm right outside school, right by the football field, right at the entrance. Everything okay? You all right? Yes, we're going to go to Goff, yep. Everything, you okay?
Police said everyone, including the students, were very helpful in pointing out information.
1,000 high school students who were quite helpful in pointing out to police officers evidence that was scattered about the premises, accounts of what they saw and heard.
Meanwhile, sheltered students who didn't see the shooting grew increasingly anxious as they slowly realized it wasn't a drill.
I wasn't really that worried until it was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes went by, and then it was just like, all right, something's going on.
I just began to think, uh-oh, something bad is going to happen, and something bad was going to happen. It did happen.
The students were soon bused to other buildings in the district and reunited with equally anxious parents.
Once they said that the student with the gun was in custody, then there's a sense of calmness, and you know that everything's fine, but you still want to get here. You want to get your child, and hopefully I'll pick her up and bring her home and reassure her that everything's fine.
Amazingly, school reopened the next day, but with extra police and counselors to calm a community on edge. Lindsay Cohen reports.
That's my son. I'm just happy that he's alive and nothing bad happened.
Emotions ran deep at Columbia High School this morning, just one day after a student at the school allegedly opened fire in a hallway, wounding a teacher. Shortly before 8 a.m. Tuesday, faculty and staff hurried off to meet with grief counselors in a closed meeting. They were discussing coping with the incident.
She seems to be a little shaken up, is the term she's used, but I know they're going to have counselors here this morning, and that's why she wanted to get here a little early.
Also arriving early at the school, a marked police presence, greeting parents and students in a steady stream of traffic.
Emotionally, I am scared. I know she's a little nervous. Her friends are going to kind of meet up and, get together beforehand and kind of stick together.
Buses brought back groups of teens, others drove on their own. Some arrived with parents, others sought safety in their fellow peers. Many expressed a cautious confidence.
I think a lot of people are going to be scared, and a lot of people are going to be talking to people today. And
a lot of people aren't coming to school today.
I didn't want to come today, but I think we have to face it.
Well, I'm hoping everything is back under control, and I have faith in the school district.
Soon, the teacher who was shot gave a harrowing and detailed account to police and reporters about what it was like to come face-to-face with the gunman. Craig Smith reports.
I can only say that I did not think I was going to see what I saw.
Bennett told police what he saw was that man on his right, Assistant Principal John Sawchuk, approaching a student.
As John headed towards the area, I was putting students into rooms and making sure those teachers locked up, and I was just in pursuit of John.
Bennett said he could see Sawchuk wrestling with a student. When I was about 8 feet from them, says Bennett, they swung around. They were now facing me.
once you're on that spot, hopefully things sink into what you're supposed to do, and obviously they did, because there was a lot of teachers up in that area who did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Bennett, the suspect, was trying to free himself. The gun was pointed low and toward myself.
Can you think of any reason that anybody would want to kill you?
I'm unfamiliar with this student. I've never had him as a student. I don't know.
The gun went off, and I knew right away that I was hit in the leg. I fell to the ground and crawled in the nearest classroom. Jon Sawchuk yelled to me that he needed my help. I yelled back that I had been hit. I then got up to see if there was anything else I could do. The new science teacher told me that I looked pale. He sat me down.
Hopefully, everything looks, I'm very fortunate. I'll be okay.
Jon Romano served 16 years of a 17 to 20-year sentence for attempted murder. He was released in 2020, and he wrote a letter to the Times-Union while in prison, calling Sawchuk a hero who he owes his life to. Since leaving prison, Romano has tried to turn his life around. He's helped police understand the mind of a shooter and become a strong advocate to get better mental health counseling for teens.
If we can have them opening up and getting rid of any toxicity that might be building up within them, then hopefully nobody will even come close to doing anything that I've done.
But in 2022, another setback. Romano was volunteering at a homeless shelter when someone attacked him with a sword. He nearly lost all 4 of his limbs. The man who attacked him, Randall Mason, was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Exactly a year after that attack, a recovering Romano returned to the homeless shelter to donate clothing and other necessities and continue his mission of helping others.
I would much rather live a quiet life where I don't talk about my past.
Do you think you are the quintessential spokesperson for this cause?
God, no. I think I'm just one person at a table of many.
That was News Channel 13's Dan Levy interviewing Romano just last year. For more of our original coverage on breaking Capital Region news events like this one, head to our News Channel 13 YouTube page, click on News Vault. For now, opening News Vault 13, I'm Rachel Teedy.